States of America, republic for which it stands. Say Happy New Year to everyone again. Let the records reflect the members that are here. There we go. Emily. Right. You should have received the minutes. December 16, 2025. Is there any corrections or comments to those minutes? If not, I'll entertain
I'll make a motion, we accept them.
Second.
Made by Barry, second by Dan. Further discussion, comments? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Carried. Thank you, guys. Okay, Andrew, you want to lead off here? Public discussion on the growth area boundaries.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Dan, if I could share my screen. During the last comprehensive plan update meeting, the Planning Commission wanted staff to go back and review the updated, most current Taneytown zoning map. Within the next day or two after our meeting, we went through pretty much every property. We looked as best as possible over the entire map. And the discrepancies that we found, we contacted the consultant. The consultant got back with us and just wanted to go over just a couple comments that we have and some questions for you all to answer moving forward. Instead of showing just one map and zooming in, I wanted to provide everyone with this presentation that expanded the areas in question a little bit more. This is the information that you received electronically, I think early last week. On my screen is sort of the key with all the zoom-in maps with comments 1 through 14 that we have. Starting with comments 1, placing Bollinger Park, owned by the city of Taneytown. City staff is thinking that would probably be best in open urban land like other parks. Discuss the removal of the properties within the red lines from the growth area due to forest conservation easements. This would also be in line with the draft water resources element that you all will be reviewing in the coming months, which would be to recommend reducing the Taneytown growth area boundary. Comment 3, on the current zoning map.
Hey, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
So if we remove that from the growth area, does that get labeled something else?
Number 2?
Yes.
That would just be removed completely from the growth area. So
That's it.
there would be no land use designation in the Taneytown Comprehensive Plan. That would by default go back to unincorporated Carroll County in their, the county would have their own land use designation for those properties.
Got it. Understand. Thank you.
Not a problem. And please, if I am moving too quick, just jump in and stop me, and I can provide a little bit more detail and context.
You looking for comments for each one, or are we going to?
Totally up to you, Mr. Chair.
We can approve each one, really.
Okay.
Agree or disagree.
Let's go through each one. and then
Okay.
Issues.
And also, if the consultant, anytime they would like to jump in and provide comment. So I guess number 1, place Bollinger Park property owned by the city of Taneytown in open urban land like other parks.
Let's just go by consensus.
Yep, I agree.
Discuss the removal of the properties within the red lines from the growth area due to forest conservation easement. And also this would be in line with the draft water resources element, which has recommendations to to reduce the growth area boundary.
Yep, agreed.
Number 3, on the current zoning map, the property line does not follow the current zoning boundary. Does the Planning Commission want the industrial land use to be consistent with the property line? As you can see, the industrial land use is not, can you see my cursor? You can. This is the property line. Oh, let me get closer to the microphone. This is the property line, but somehow the zoning comes over into the adjacent property and does not follow the property line. Don't know what happened there, but just thinking for consistency and for more concise zoning designation, if the Planning Commission would like to discuss having that property zoning conform to the current property boundary.
By moving the property line, are we still within the one ownership of the properties, or are we talking about two different property owners?
Right now, as the zoning is, it spans two property owners. To bring this back to here, this would be a property owner, and this would be a property owner. But as it is right now, two zoning districts span one property. And this is basically just to take this where my cursor is and pull it back. But and also to be clear, right now we're not dealing with zoning. The reason I'm mentioning zoning is because this is how the Planning Commission wanted to start. But with the comprehensive plan, we're looking at future land use. So really moving that future land use line back to the property boundary.
And that makes the industrial land bigger on that map, right?
I believe
The one on
so.
the bottom, because the one on the, okay.
Actually, I can,
I was just
if you
curious.
would like, I can go to the Taneytown zoning map. Oops. And if anybody from the public is watching and did not know this tool exists, it's an awesome interactive zoning map. Come down here, you put on the Taneytown zoning boundaries, and the property line is, so this is the zoning line right
That's
here.
General, yeah, so that's general business.
General business, and this is restricted industrial.
Right, so industrial's getting bigger and general is getting
Mhm.
smaller. Yep.
And then when you click on this would be that would be the property boundary.
I'm good.
I think that'd be okay.
We're good on that.
Thank you,
Anyway.
Planning Commission.
Can I hold you up a second?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I don't know if you're here for anything special or not, other than just our meeting, but feel free to jump in, just come to the mic when you like to, and I'll recognize you. Sure.
Number 4, does Planning Commission want to remove this section of low-density residential? Castle Valley mentioned that the Planning Commission has previously indicated their desire to remove it. It is not a parcel, nor does it have a residence on that area of land use.
Again, can you pull it up here on your,
Sir? This would be this little triangle-ish property right above George Street.
You know what that was about, Jim? Why that was?
no, I was trying to think back, what was the issue there and why it wasn't part of it.
So the triangle-shaped piece is currently low density.
And the triangle piece on here is R20,000 on the zoning map, but for the future land use, it is now part of,
The R10?
Actually, this shows for a future land use map, industrial.
What I was thinking. It's right there by the Dunbar building.
That's what I'm thinking, but why?
But it was R20,000. Or, sorry, it is R20,000 on the zoning map.
Move that into commercial? Industrial?
I would,
Industrial?
yeah, to be consistent with the bigger triangle there, I would think you'd want to be consistent with those.
But then that moves industrial closer to the residential area.
We don't have any notes on that, what
Isn't
that
that-
might have been?
Isn't that industrial now?
Not that little triangle
That
shape.
little triangle.
The orange piece.
That's R20,000 residential. And the area around it is zoned restricted industrial district.
So that's behind where Stanball lives?
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, it's not gonna be too,
I mean, how many 20,000? I mean, you,
well, I'm thinking about industrial, what would you put there anyway?
yeah,
Other than having it be just part of the green area.
right, right.
So,
Was
you
that,
know, I
is
can
that
see
the
that.
Knowles farm there?
But-
Is that what that is? Okay.
If I may just add, that is part of the larger parcel. So that is not its own parcel. This is part of the larger parcel.
Do you know whose property that is?
I can find out.
That Van Hessen, whatever they are. Oh, no, that's all together. Oh, that's all one.
There, it doesn't show it.
Correct. So this is owned by B&B Properties LC.
That's part of the larger,
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chair. Let me go back to the zoning map.
why wouldn't we consider it the same?
I think the orange should be the same as.
Yep, I do too. Do you have any comments on that?
Yes, Chairman Parker, you may be the only one who was involved with our 2010 update. And there was discussion at that time. I believe that little triangle was either in the process of being acquired by or had been acquired by the adjacent property owner on George Street. And there was discussion about him
But that was
having a garage there, but it was industrially zoned. And there was concern if it was R10, that it opened the door to 2 additional residential lots or something like that. I'm a bit confused as to why that is not showing as a separate parcel any longer, unless we had a mapping error with the previous maps. But you may recall some discussions about that and some debate on making it R20 versus R10. But since it currently is owned by the same B&B Properties, which owns Crane Master, it seems to make sense to me to make it industrial like the rest of that parcel.
That's why the name Stanball came up, because that was part of that.
That's right behind their lot.
Yep, right
right?
behind their lot, yep.
We went through that piece once before.
So we agree then, right?
Yeah, I think you might have been on for that.
Okay,
Make that restricted industrial? Well, sorry, industrial for the land use.
yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Planning Commission. Going through. For number 5, can this property be placed into open urban land like other parks? And this is property right below Memorial Park.
Proposed new fields, right?
That would
That
be,
is the park.
Yeah.
That's gonna be part of the park, right?
Yeah.
I believe
that's-
so.
yeah, So that's,
I heard that didn't get through again and got shut down.
okay, we're good with that. All right,
Number 6, discuss changing the property to industrial. Current land use designation is general business. This is number 6. This is currently, I believe, where Avapco is.
where Vapco is, it's not the,
On the other side of the
The
street.
new Evapco, the new warehouse building.
all right, I was wrong. I thought it was closer to town. We're good?
Yep,
General-
I'm good
general
with that.
business? Yep.
Yep.
Number 7, added to mixed residential commercial. Please note that this is not a state land use designation. Right now, the current zoning is restricted industrial, and the current land use designation is urban mixed. So just wanted to see what the planning commission wanted to do for 7
Yeah, and this is the 22 acres we just talked about.
Yes.
at the last meeting. Yes, sir.
Good?
No, I have a problem. You get a lot of houses in there. You only have one way in and out. And that's Frederick Street.
Yeah, but you'd have that same problem if it was industrial too, right?
Yes.
So,
You have industrial, you gotta have larger equipment to deal with. Traffic than residential.
so I agree.
That's where the solar farm can go.
Could go there.
So, thoughts, comments?
I think I'm okay with that, the residential commercial. I think that eventually that would be that. I mean, I can't see it being industrial.
I don't either.
Residential commercial seems lower, less traffic moving in and out.
So residential, commercial, is consensus?
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Harry? We're good.
All right. Number 8, discuss removal from the growth area due to access.
I'm sorry, Andrew. So
This
so
is,
because we didn't use a state land, formal state land use designation, is there any issues or consequences or?
I'm not certain. That, from what I have seen on the plan, that may be the only one. I could be wrong, and maybe Liam and Emily, I think that's the only property that does not follow a state land use designation. Let me go back to number 7. I don't know if that would cause a problem or not. It may not. I just don't know off the top of my head.
I mean,
Yes, that's the only one that is different. And I don't know why it would cause a problem. I think it's kind of a unique property and a unique situation in that all of these discussions have happened before about this. So while we typically, urge you to stick with the state land use designations because it makes for easier comparisons to neighboring communities and to the county, I think that having this instance, excuse me, of a unique outlier isn't going to cause any major disruptions with that in the future.
I don't see urban mixed on the list anyway.
Right.
So,
And as you all have probably seen, you have the state land use designation definitions
Yeah.
in front of you.
okay, yep, I'm
Good.
good.
So number 8 is discuss removal from the growth area due to access.
Is it?
Can you give
is
us
this by-
location number 8?
This by Souls, is this where that is?
No, this would be I believe off Stumptown. This
Oh,
property,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right
The new,
past the woods.
the new festival park.
Yeah.
Correct. I think, I'm trying to get a good, oh, here we are. I believe it's this property right here.
Yeah.
If you click on the property line, Drew, it'll show the boundaries.
There we go. This. Okay. Well, that box is gonna be a little bit in the way, but.
You would then
I
have to
think-
move that box. Just
can you
grab
move
it. and move it.
Oh, you can grab it and move?
So I guess,
You can grab the
That's
map
not a
and
problem
move.
either. We should move that.
Definitely.
well,
It should come out of the growth area.
so why, I mean, the purple that was shown on the,
Oh.
so in this case here, the green, so the purple right there, I mean, we have access to that. I mean, we don't have access to that lot now, but that doesn't mean we never will. I'm just, I don't understand why the reason to move it out of growth area is due to access. I mean, because you can have access a lot of different ways, right? We can add access one day.
And I think part of the, I guess, the reasoning too would be because you have a park that's butting up against the city boundary. And do you want to go from, I guess, agricultural, rural to a higher development, higher use of land, and then to a park, and then to the city? I guess just that a higher intensity land use between the city border and a park that's currently doesn't have access. But I hear what you're saying, Commissioner Myers.
I mean-
Makes sense.
Well, why would you want to make access
mean,
from one park into another
Yeah,
park? I mean, it's connected, if it's connected.
I mean, it just says growth, it's just called growth area. I mean,
Right.
maybe
so-
the park's gonna grow there.
Right.
I mean,
You're right there too.
I'm just saying the reason, I mean, if we want to remove it because the current owner doesn't want it to be in the growth area, I'm perfectly fine with that, but it just seems like,
Well, look at it the other way. Do we want to change it, period? Just because effect by changing it would make.
I mean, so the green area there on your map are the 9 and 10, I mean, so that's gonna be open urban land. I'm kind of indifferent. I don't, doesn't really matter to me. I don't see a reason.
So you brought this up, or was the group, who brought this up as a discussion to remove it?
City staff. Yep. So, yeah.
What was the reason for it? Just because,
Of access.
Yep.
So there's not a current road that goes there, right?
Right, I think it's just
Kinda
a
locked in.
driveway.
Mr. Chair, if I could, this property was on the last plan as medium-density residential. At that time, what is now the city-owned park property was also slated for residential development. When the city acquired the property between this one and Stumptown Road for future development as a park, it calls into question whether it still makes sense for that property that was, I'll say, outside of that now city-owned property to still develop in a residential fashion, meaning you would have to cross the park to access the residential subdivision. And also with that property the city acquired being intended for development as a park, it raises questions about connectivity for that future residential property. You would have to funnel everything. You would either need to create multiple points of ingress, egress across the city park, or you're going to be limiting that development, one point of ingress and egress. And we've sort of established that that is not something that's desirable for the city for a development of 50 units. So that's why this discussion, because when the city acquired that parcel between Stumptown Road and this property, so that the residential use there is no longer intended, we wanted there to be some discussion about whether this property should remain in there for future residential growth, knowing that it would have to cross the park property to connect it to the city street network.
Development ever went in that field, they would have access to it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have a road
Yeah,
on
maybe
one side of the
easy.
green spot and then one on the other side of the green spot, right? So you one on one side, one on the other. But
Problem either way.
I don't really have a problem either way. I was
I
just
don't have a
trying,
problem either way.
I was just trying to understand. So if we take it, if we say it's not in the growth area, what's that impact? How does that impact the town?
Well, it eliminates the area of growth.
Well, that doesn't
So
mean you
that
can't
was-
change it later, right? You can change
Right.
it anytime you
It
want.
could be changed,
From
but
what,
that would be slowing down growth in
But you're
Taneytown
kind
by
of
eliminating
penalizing the people who own that land now. That's what you're doing.
that. Right there, too.
you can always change the growth area boundary, except you would have to you would have to go through a plan amendment. You have to amend the plan.
Growth area at this time.
What was
Okay,
that?
I'm okay. All he says, he'd like to see it stay in the growth area.
I don't have a problem.
I'm good with that.
We're good with that. We'll keep it in the growth area.
Keep.
All right, so number 9, discuss making open urban land. The land use designation as shown on the updated future land use map. The current land use designation is suburban residential. And also number 10, city acquired park, discussing making this property open urban land designation as depicted on the future land use map. Also, just wondering if did the growth area shift west with this property? And the reason I mention that is because on the last map, and I can pull this up, but it looks like right under 10, it looks like that shifted west just a little bit.
The yellow part, right?
That is the green.
Green shifted west.
It looks like it from the original map that we were all looking at beginning of the month. The current 2010 land use map. Thank you, Dan. Over to the right a little bit, to the east, to the east, just a little bit more to the air. That property right there. Let me pull up the other map here. Taneytown.
What was the difference between urban and suburban?
Here we go.
Jim, on
Yes.
that, it looks like there is a road off Stumptown back to that parcel, right there.
Yeah, that's a driveway.
Yeah, so why you say you don't have any way to get to it?
Well, you'd need to have two if you were
Okay.
gonna have a development back there, but, you could put one on the other end, I think.
Eventually, it will load.
Oh, that looks different right there.
There we go.
Yeah.
I just had to hit reload page.
Mhm.
So, right here,
It does look like it's different.
this is more of a straight line down compared to,
Yeah, that property right there where you're at now is included on the other map. So if
go back.
yeah, that property is included.
Or it almost looks like the boundary shifted a little bit.
No, I think that whole property, in the map that you were showing, Andrew, that whole property is included with the one to the left.
If I may offer potential explanation, every so often, the county, when they're maintaining their parcel layer, they'll go through and try to update it, try to make it as accurate. They want it to close. And sometimes they have to sacrifice accuracy for that. So this is most likely they just updated their parcel boundaries and it caused a shift in the map. I don't know which one would be more accurate. I can't find a link to the plats online, but that's my best guess, is they just updated the boundary. It's still reflecting the same parcel being included. However, it just will look different on a map.
But there's, in the map you were showing, the yellow portion shows two properties. And in the map we're looking at now, only shows one property.
Trying to,
Yeah, so if you go back to the, I don't know, was it Dan that had the,
I can go
oh, so-
back.
Yeah, so right, if you go right to that picture there. Okay,
The
so,
two properties that front Stumptown are both ones that the city acquired.
so the, that, where your cursor is right there, if you move down a little bit, there's a sort of triangular place, or to the right, there's a sort of, right there. That property right there is included on one map and not included on the other. So that's the question, is whether that should be included or not.
I don't think so, because from this little area here that this property juts in, it looks like, so this sort of almost lines up coming down to Stumptown. And then when you go to the other property, I think that would be this would be the same sort of,
Yeah,
but
right.
it's very close. But I just wanted to bring that up to the commission. Here
Well, that's not going to
compared to
change.
here.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I see now, okay. Yeah. I got you.
Okay, so where do we want to go with this?
We're on, number 10.
9 and 10.
So do you want to
Please.
make that open urban land?
So that's
And
intended park area, right? So it's open urban, right?
Agree on that? Okay, we're good.
all right. So for 11, consider open urban land or other land, whichever is consistent, since this property is a stormwater management facility. And that is the stormwater management facility off of, I best know it as Supreme Court, that sort of, that dead end road. But when you look at the blue, that's northwest middle.
West.
And this is the elementary school, Taneytown Elementary.
That's Terranian Terrace that goes in there, right?
Yeah, that's
The first one is the elementary school, and the bigger blue is the middle school.
right,
Yeah.
yep.
Well, if you can't do anything with it because it's stormwater into wetland, why are we bothering with it?
I think it should be called other land, just for the reason that you said. It can't be,
Can't be anything else.
if you call it open urban land, you think it's going to be a park.
Yeah.
So what's the definition for stormwater management facilities to go under?
I didn't see that.
Is that in any of those?
And if I may, the consultant from Arrow would that be in keeping with what you have been, what have you have been using for consistency to have that as open urban land?
That would be, just reading through the definitions again
other.
right now, other land is sort of the catch-all. Like you said, open urban land implies some sort of recreational intent, and other land is just, they just throw everything else in there if they're
Okay.
not,
Other land.
if they're not sure.
It should be just other land.
Yep,
Other land.
I agree.
Okay.
Is that part of the elementary school, do you know?
Pardon me?
Is that part of the elementary school? Does the school board mow that down into there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Number 12, restricted general business zoning. Note, there is a different zoning category between 7th Street and Fairground Avenue with the same land use designation of commercial. This, we just wanted to make, as you all are probably well aware, just to bring that up. Right where 12 is, there it's restricted general business zoning. And actually, let me quickly go to the zoning map, just so everyone at home can see. It's the same land use designation, but different zoning right in here, restricted general business district. Little area right in here.
Is that across from you, Ollie?
Down, that's all the way at the end.
Yeah.
Fairground.
No, that should be. Deverne Street's right here.
So we want to change that to restricted?
No, we just wanted to bring it to your attention when you look at the land use maps.
But the other side of the road isn't restricted.
Correct. The other side of the road would be general business district.
Yes.
And this is restricted.
General business.
So is that where the old
They-
Buzzy Bear was?
They keep jumping our land back and forwards.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't, why don't we just make it general business? So it's consistent with what's in the area.
This is consistent now, but if you go back to the old map, they changed it. See it?
This is the current 2010 map and the currently adopted comprehensive plan, this area right here,
Right.
what we're talking
This is
about.
2010.
And then for the future land use map,
They've changed it.
Right, this is,
This is us right here.
oh, you're looking at a different
Changed the back, but it's not there.
map. What's that right there?
That was the old Buzzy place.
Okay.
Right, and that is restricted now.
That is restricted. It should be a different color.
if I may add, right now on the maps that are in front of you, which is this one right here on the screen, this shows commercial. So we just want to bring this to your attention. Right now, it's shown as commercial, and that whole area is, let me zoom down here. Commercial, and this entire area is currently commercial.
Always was.
That may be a future discussion if the planning commission looks at a comprehensive rezoning.
Okay.
But we just wanted to make you aware, bringing this issue to your attention, that one land use has two different zoning categories. The one zoning category is that little area there between 7th Street and Fairground.
For commission members who may not be familiar with the area or the history, that block was in residential use, and the restricted general business district was created in response to property owners wanting, prospective buyers wanting to develop residential property into commercial uses. So that district was created as something of a buffer between a residential area and the more intense use of general business, like the drive-throughs and the gas stations. So the area was created as kind of a buffer zone but it has been contentious ever since because we have had owners wishing to develop their properties with drive-throughs and things like that, and you can't do that in the restricted general business district. So one argument is you could make it consistent with general business across the street, or you can employ it as kind of a buffer zone. But it's ultimately up to the commission which way to go on that. I just wanted to provide the context.
We changing on the other side of the street where the real estate office is, there behind that piece of ground back there,
Yeah.
that's still empty,
Right,
and
That's
behind the
general
Eldorado.
business.
right behind the Texaco station.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
We
general
talked about
business.
that, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What about that last time?
yeah.
yeah.
Or
Well, that spot, number 12, is empty because it is in a restricted general business. If it was changed to general business, there would be some type of development going on there.
But that's not a discussion for today. Today, it's just commercial or not commercial, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
And
so let's just move on.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on.
we'll move on.
number 12,
Just again, to clarify, it's not commercial versus non, it's commercial now.
right.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
just the degree of commercial that Andrew was calling into question, that just to point out that it's the same land use, but a different zoning designation.
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Number 13, discuss transportation, land use per state land use classification. The current land use designation is conservation. And this would be in the proposed path of the Taneytown bypass.
Here it is. Sorry, got tangled up in my pages. Would you repeat what you just said? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Discuss transportation land use per state land use classification. The current land use designation is currently conservation, and this would be in the path of the proposed right-of-way of the Taneytown bypass.
If we want to bypass,
That's where the bypass has to go.
yeah.
So whatever it takes to preserve that area for the bypass zoning, that's what we need to do.
I thought that was kind of dead with what happened out.
Now, it's not,
Not
that
dead.
might be dead for a moment,
Okay,
but it was dead for 40 years.
okay.
So whatever we need to do to preserve that is what we need to do. Bypass needs to be preserved, or the future of that bypass.
Transportation seems appropriate.
Yes. We're good with that.
Number 14, just to mention, I guess more of a question for Arrow, what is the methodology for having one side of the street open urban land and the other side other land? Just trying to,
So this was done, your zoning currently has approximately a similar shaped triangle of zoned as open space zone. This area also has a forest conservation easement on it. And so therefore, other land fits that area the best because you really can't do anything with it. However, the remaining areas are intended somewhat as the backyards, the communal spaces for the community, so that for that reason, they'd fit more in open urban land.
So,
You're saying a proper area has two different determination, I mean, either, that doesn't sound right.
so
I think it does.
Explain it to me then.
So where the green dots are, that's other land, right?
Oh,
You are correct.
Yeah, that's other land. And then across the street or everywhere else there, it's open urban land.
Welcome, Chris.
Right. The green is open urban land, and the white with the green dots is other land.
You are correct.
Because that's other land because of why?
Isn't that where our, the,
Stormwater?
that and the tanks for the, is underground for the Girl Vista?
LP tank, the LP tank and this, all that's down in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
is it in the green or is it in yellow?
it's in the ground.
Yeah, I know that. I understand that.
Came up once.
Yes, I
Nobody
understand
noted
that too, yeah, that's all.
I noted, I was too close to it.
So why would we treat that any different than a storm management pond?
Don't want to make it any different, is what you're saying.
Why would we treat it, I'm asking why would we treat it any different? Because it's restricted use of what you can do with it. I mean, you've got something there,
Right, you do.
so you're not gonna put a building on it. Not gonna put a road across it. So why wouldn't it fit in same as other land?
Yeah, so it is other land now, right?
Right.
Okay, but the green on that map right there is open urban land. So why is one open urban land and the other one other land?
So we need to change the green to open
Well-
other land,
Well,
right?
they can be different. They were just, I think they were just asking
Why?
why we did this, and maybe the answer is because we have a tank in there.
Yeah,
I mean,
2 tanks.
that seems like a reasonable answer to me. I mean, so I think the answer is it's fine the way it is.
I mean, good either way, it's, okay. Barry?
So I would say the answer here, what is the methodology for doing that? Well, the other land has a tank buried in it, a couple tanks.
Okay, we're good.
And that is all I have, Mr. Chair, for going through some of the comments that were brought up from what was the difference between the zoning map and the land use map.
My only question is, where is Fifth and Sixth Street? Because I forgot that one street was called Seventh Street. I know where 1 through 4th Street is. But but I don't know where Fifth and Sixth Street is.
6th Street looks to be the alley.
Well, what's the name of the street that goes to the school property, the playground, or not the playground, but the open field?
That'd be.
They're all dead-end streets.
Second. That'd be Third Street, but I think there's a guardrail there. You're not really supposed to go onto
All
the
dead
field.
end, all the way down to
Yeah,
there.
they're all dead ends.
Is that
Every one.
6th Street there? So
Always
7th
have
Street
been.
turns into 6th Street?
Always will be.
I didn't know that.
I lived on Fairground Avenue for years.
And
I just run
That-
that street today.
And we could see if that is the true names, but that's just the way that Esri has labeled their map.
I was just curious. Sorry to derail the meeting.
All right. Let the records show that Harry Means showed up. Meeting.
Lots of things.
All right. Next that we have here. Were we gonna, since we're on that, were we gonna talk any more about 140 and Harney Road, commercial and R20,000? Discussion on that, is that gonna fit in anywhere in tonight's agenda?
No, I can go back and it sounded like the applicant, when I spoke to them after the meeting, was amenable to that. Let me just really quickly go back.
While you're checking on that, I guess, Errol, you guys don't have a lot of changes to make based on tonight's meeting comments, right?
Correct, right. And we're currently also working through that red line document that we had talked about before, so that the last draft of this plan, all of the changes will be highlighted, so you don't have to read through every single thing again. So that should be ready. I'll have that for you. After this meeting, I'll make the last couple changes, and then we should have that ready for you before the next meeting to review.
Find anything?
I have an email where the applicant just said thank you. I would have to do a little
Okay.
bit more research into my head, I guess, if there was anything from a phone conversation.
Okay, that's everything I had that I want to talk about tonight. Want to have anything else? Ma'am,
So, really,
state your name and
Oh.
your address.
I'm Cameron Heflin, or Price is my married name. I live at 4300 Old Taneytown Road.
4300 Old 20
Old Taneytown. So I was 10 when the comprehensive plan for 2010 came out. So really, I just came for clarity and information because we got the notice about the expansion plans and we saw I'm the little bit of red past the bowling alley. There's 3, in a row of 3, I'm the middle one, and then behind is a farmland, and I think it's commercial zoning, I believe. So I just kind of wanted to get a little more information about it after I got the notice, because I know I work in real estate, so I kind of have a realm of things. I know sometimes when you are zoned into town limits, you are required to hook up well and septic to public water sewer. Our little row of houses all have well and septic, so I'm not sure when we would be considered into town limits, how quickly this would go into effect. I know it's a growth area expansion, so it's not saying, bam, tomorrow I'm in town limits, everything that goes along with that. But I kind of just wanted some clarity about my area of the map, what it's intended with.
If I can remember correctly, you have property down Old Taneytown Road, which is on the left-hand side leaving town.
Yes.
And actually,
Side.
Left-hand
Yes.
side going out of town, yeah.
I'm across from the cemetery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and I believe on one of the maps that were originally provided, that was shown outside the growth area.
Yeah,
But
there are
now,
multiple referenced in, we did talk that the maps were just a lot in the 2025 plan. I had them printed, we weren't included in the maps in the boundary, we weren't highlighted. It turns out, I think it was just an error that we weren't, yes. And so we are included now in the maps. I wasn't sure because I did some research with the 2010. We were in all of the maps, and then 2025 not. I wasn't sure if we were taken out of or if it was a visual error, which I think it was.
I believe so. It looks like you are, from what you see, you are in the, and actually, Dan, if I can share my screen again. I believe everything is copacetic. There we go. This area here, I believe, right?
Yes, I'm in the middle one of those 3.
Okay.
Yep.
So you
So, and what
are-
is your question or concern?
So we got the notice. Originally, my concern was that we weren't included in some of the maps, and then we were again. I know that the guy who owns behind us, I know he owns outside of the growth area as well. He owns to the right of that property, so I wasn't sure. I guess it's just half of his property that is going to be included. I also know it's voluntary annexation, so I didn't know if access, because we are right on 140, because I know I can't be my own little island, you know, in the middle, not annexed. But I just didn't know how quickly this kind of thing goes into effect, and really what our water sewer, I know we, in the water sewer plan from 2023 that is referenced in the 2025 draft, we are in like the 10+ year for water sewer. So I assume it's nothing soon, obviously.
Right.
But really, I just came for clarity of.
Yeah. So I haven't seen the letter that we mailed out. I don't know what it says exactly, but the first question, I think, you are in the growth area, right?
Right.
So,
Yes.
so then the second question about hooking up the water and sewer, I think that's their choice, right?
5 years, I think, after you become annexed, right?
No, I believe 5 years is when you change the zoning category without Board of County Commissioners' approval. Right now, you're outside Taneytown city limits, so you would have to be annexed to get water and sewer, from my understanding. So you would have to be annexed first. And then I can't remember specifically what water and sewer service area you are in the 2023 Carroll County Water and Sewer Master Plan.
Yeah, we're in the 10+ year section.
Right, so that map would have to be amended, and you'd have to go through a water and sewer amendment process, which happens twice a year on the off year when, well, you have the triennial update, and then the other 2 years that is not the triennial update, there's 2 amendments a year, and the city would have to agree to bring you into the water and sewer service area. What this commission did for Harney Road
Right.
last year.
Right.
Okay. No, that does definitely help. I just wasn't sure, mainly like how quickly this kind of thing goes into effect. I saw the 10+ years, and I figured we're pretty far down the road for being annexed into the town, which is fine. I don't
This
know if
point
I'll
in
even
time,
be
there's no
there for
pressure.
10+ years.
Right, right. Can we get a copy of that letter? The letter that we sent
Yeah,
out to everybody? Can we get a
yes.
copy
Yeah,
of that?
it did really just say that we were in the comprehensive plan from 2010, and that you were working on the draft in the 2025. It referenced both the 2010 plan and the 2025, and then said that you want community input from everyone in that growth area if we wanted to attend meetings like this.
Cool.
Cool, appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Also, to let the commission know from all the letters that were sent out, I think I got about 8, 9, 10-ish people called me. This past week, I think it was last Monday, I called everyone or emailed them that contacted me. I think I got through to everyone except for one person. Their voicemail inbox wasn't allowing any more calls, but I mentioned the date and time of this meeting. 2 people gave me written comments. One of the comments was from last month when Stephen Leonard was here. And just to reiterate, hello, we wanted to be included in water/sewer hookup at our residence. Stephen and Julianne Leonard, 5554 Taneytown Pike, Taneytown, Maryland. And I believe this is the property that is out by the road that goes down to the wastewater treatment plant. Also, I got an email today from Scott Covert that said, Andrew, I would like to officially decline the opportunity to annex my property at let me start over again. I would like to officially decline the opportunity to annex my property at 3280 Francis Scott Key Highway, Taneytown, Maryland, 21781, into the proposed Taneytown growth area expansion plan. Thank you.
Where's that property at? I know you gave the address. Is that going north or south?
Hold on one second. Let me pull it up here.
That could be north. depending on what you look at.
There we are, 3280. This property is north of the city, which is across Brown Road. Is
Across
this
from
it
Brown Road.
here?
Okay.
That's out of the ways.
Out there a ways is right.
Yeah.
Whoops, sorry, 3280. That is not.
So we sent letters to all those people,
That'll be in the next master plan update.
The dot put me right here.
I got about 6 comments on that letter, and I can't repeat what they said. So.
huh?
There it is.
Across from Brown Road, that's a low land level.
So it's south of Keenan Street on the west side of Maryland 194.
Oh, it's down.
This property right here.
Can you pop it on the map?
Dan, can you share my screen?
We're good. Okay.
Where are we at here?
3280, right here.
Is that that brick house that's right along the road? Is that
There's no houses there.
Tevis?
No houses there. That's below Hitchman.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's a wetland.
Yeah, isn't that the old pea pond there?
Yes, okay, now I know where you are. Backs up to the pump house.
Okay, any,
No, sir.
okay. Anything else for us?
Not related to land use. I guess, and also just, I guess, thinking holistically, are there any other properties that you may wish to consider changing? Don't, just want to get your thoughts before we give the consultant, I guess, the final to-dos and final task for the land use map, so then they can come back and provide a final document to the commission.
Nothing comes to mind for me.
What's the property directly behind the shopping center? Shopping Center, Carnival Drive.
Taneytown Shopping Center?
Yeah, the property right behind that. Boulevard and
Oh,
Carnival Drive.
Commercial, wouldn't
Is
it?
that all commercial?
General
Like in-
Business District, which for the land use designation would be commercial. Yep, that's this area right here.
Anybody have any thoughts? Any other comments for us for tonight?
One question.
Go ahead.
So when do we think we're going to have the next draft of the comprehensive plan? And can we get 2 months to review it the next time?
Yes, I can have that finished up based on the changes from tonight. They're really the last changes that we need to make. I do have to take a little bit of time to do that red line draft of the plan so that you can see everything. You can have as much time as you'd like to review it. I don't know if you'll need as much time as last time because you will have all of the changes outlined more visibly, so you won't need to search through for them. But yes, as much time as you would like to review it, we can do that for sure.
I mean, I think we had a month the last time. I didn't quite get through it. That's all.
I did, took last minute too, but it was rough. Okay.
Just one other thing before we sign off, if that's what the commission is wishing to do here next. Just wanted to mention the possibility of having to reschedule next Monday's meeting. Don't know what the weather's going to be like. It could snow 0 inches, it could snow 20 inches, but just wanted to throw that out there. Guess we'll make a decision when the date gets a little bit closer and see what the storm does. But I just wanted to put that out there to be on top of everybody's head. We're planning to have the meeting, but if there's dangerous road conditions, that would be canceled.
No emergency plans in effect by 4 o'clock, then we're canceled.
Is that what it is?
Would it be possible for you to put an email out by 4 o'clock if it's canceled? Or not?
Right, I think, or if you mentioned if the city is closed.
City office is closed,
Right,
then the meeting is closed, is all.
okay.
Or if no emergency plan goes in effect by 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Or if you get here and the door's locked.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we're all local.
It works 7:30.
Yeah. Okay, we good? Anybody else have anything? If not, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion.
Made by Ollie, second by
Sure.
Dan. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you, folks. Be careful going home.
See you guys.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.